Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday afternoon. Hi, everyone. How are you all?
Alive.
Good, Andy.
Not
Still here.
like, like one day Rebecca won't be here because there'll be a baby on its way. Not today.
Oh, there'll be two people on the screen.
So we're here for our update. I've written everyone's sick, but actually everyone isn't sick. But Nadia's not very well, and Joe's not very well either. So actually, a third of us are sick. So it's not great. Not great. It just goes round. It's nice though. It's a bit of variety if you tune in every week. You never know.
Always somebody. I've got a bit of a twitchy eye, if that counts. I think I'm very tired, so my eye keeps twitching.
Oh no. I hate when that happens.
So updates for the week. We have got a new freemium scenario. So if anyone has signed up for Hey Monica before and you've signed up for a free version, you have got access to our sole trader scenario, Adele. The problem we found with Adele is that it's quite an involved scenario. And if it's the first time you have worked through any kind of like sample test fake bookkeeper clients, it could be a little bit overwhelming because you need to use HubDoc and you might have never seen that before and things like that. And we thought, well, how can we make this so you get a bit of a taste of the work you're going to do for her, but without having to go off and try lots of new platforms you haven't used before, because we want to sort of ease you into it. So Nicola has kindly stripped down Adele into a much more condensed scenario that might take sort of half an hour.
I would say between 15 minutes and half an hour.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Half hour max.
And that's live now. So if you've got freemium, you should have switched over now to the new Adele scenario. I believe that's how it works.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you're paying, you still get access to the other Adele, as well as all the other scenarios we've got built in. And I've just seen your note, Rebecca, that North Sky Climbing is going live as well. What's that one?
That is the onboarding scenario.
Oh, great.
Ooh.
So the request for the 64.8s, etc., and what that looks like. So
I could do doing that one. I get half the team to do it. I'm like, can you just send that, sort that, please?
So that should be live this week, I think, before Friday. So that'll be a good one. It was highly requested as well in the group. So yeah, just take a few boxes.
Great work. And Nicola, you're going to be doing a live tomorrow night at 7:00 going through the new Adele scenario.
Yeah, going through the new Adele scenario and then opening up for a Q&A. So this is for our subscribers, our current subscribers.
And how do you find out about that? Is the link going to be shared in the Facebook group for our subscribers?
Well, yeah, I did the post about it last week, said they were starting this week, and I will put a reminder in tomorrow with the Zoom link. They will be recorded for those that can't attend live.
Oh, that's good to know. I think we've also got a reminder going out by email. If you just having a little look at my list, a child's about to come in and ask me something. I don't know about you guys. Oh, I don't know about you. Is anyone spending their summer just wanting snacks all day? Or is this just a child thing?
It's a child thing.
Go and see Dad.
I want to say you cope with children. It's been hard enough for me. So for those that don't know in the chat, my wife's broke a leg last week, so I am now running around looking after her. But that's very much almost trying to manage a child at the moment of feed her, sort her out. I need this, I need that, I need that, and I'm like, oh, Jesus, like how do working parents manage this? This has been a real revelation. Yeah, I have newfound respect. I've only been doing it like for 2 days.
You can't wait to get back to work. Back to the office.
Literally, can't wait.
You just have to like work out the little hacks, like the little thing. Like I realized that if I gave them loads of protein, they wouldn't be as hungry. Like everyone is having eggs for breakfast because at least the snacking won't start till about 8:30 if we do that. I don't know what else to do. And like, can you just ask us if you want a snack? But they've had about 3 ice lollies today each.
Oh no.
They just help themselves, and then I'm like, I feel like my mum in the 80s going, "Oh, they won't last forever. Once they're gone, and all of that." And I'm like, "Don't do that. You're giving bad money mindset."
Yeah, you have to get them to make their own, Zoe. So it's
Yeah,
cheaper that way. That's what I used to do with mine.
That's what we used to do.
Yeah,
I think I've just steadily gone from like a Ocado shop to like Tesco shop to Asda shop to Aldi shop to Poundland. Like, how many lollies are we getting through? This determines where we buy them from.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. So we've got Adele tomorrow night, and there's should be an email going out to everybody as well. Who's a Hey Monica subscriber, reminding them as well. What else have we got?
We've got a new scenario going live this week, Rebecca, haven't we?
Yeah.
As well as North Sky.
That's the plan. Yeah. As well as North Sky. So that's very much work in progress, but I don't see any reason why it won't be live. Yeah.
Except for a baby arriving.
Except for a baby arriving. It could arrive any day now. But other than that, no, I think that again is going to be, I'd say, a half an hour to 45-minute scenario to dip people's feet into. So that again should be ready. And if it doesn't go live on, by Friday, then it should be live, Wednesday, sort of the week after.
What is the scenario?
So the scenario is on Xero, and it's a mix between a little bit more detailed VAT. On top of, we've got Graham already, who's where we produce a VAT return, but it's a little bit more detailed in terms of the sort of checks that you need to do, the sort of month-end checks, quarter-end checks, to get you in that sort of mode of, okay, have we got all of the supporting documentation? Are we doing everything that we would want to be doing in terms of cross analysis? Because we don't see that in Graham so much.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that one.
Cool. Good. And then the other big thing that has happened for us is our new help section has gone live, which is good. Has everyone had a look at it?
I have. Yeah, I've had a real detailed look at it. It looks great. I really like it. It's so much more user friendly, and it's just in your face there. You know where to go. It's all down the side. Like it.
Yeah. Me too. I love that. We should make sure that Lee knows we're all really pleased as well, because we do give him a hard time.
Yeah. I did tell him in the chat yesterday.
Okay.
Well, I think he missed that with all the things that I was asking him to do.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lee, if you're watching.
So the new help section means that rather than having to click get help and then go and see if there's any documents or videos, you can see in the panel on the right hand side while you're working through a scenario, you can see how you can click to speak to Monica or the client straight away, but you can also see if there are help documents or help videos available. So we just tried to refine what you see there, so it's really obvious if there's every single step tends to have a video or a document to support it anyway. It's just sometimes you don't know, is it going to be a video, is it going to be a document? Now it's really obvious. It's good. I like it too.
I like it.
So what are we going to do next?
Yeah, what's on our timeline for the development? Do we know?
I know. This is where we get told off for not being what's the word? Obsessed enough with Hey Monica.
Yeah, this is it.
Let's go to Basecamp.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Basecamp too.
Because we've got a few things on the cards, haven't we? But there's a couple of things that I would love to get sorted sooner that we spoke about the other day, which was that just the ability to go back.
Yes, to
in
go
a
back.
Scenario.
Yeah, instead of having to start it. Yeah.
It would make our life easier, and also it would just give people that ability to pause and then go back to it, because sometimes, as you say, you might want to go make tea, or a little one might come in and start asking you questions, and you just need to press pause for a second and then come back to it. So that'd be great. But let's just see where we're up to.
The other thing is affiliate links. We've been asked about a lot, and we thought we had a solution, but it does not integrate. So we've had a chat with Lee about that, and we can't make it work. So he had a suggestion, but first of all, we need to get a refund for the other software we bought because we are a little startup without very much money. So get that done. And then we'll speak to Lee about what we do. So anyone who's asked for an affiliate link, we're really sorry. We are trying. It's just not as easy as we thought.
No.
Ollie has done. Oh, we all watched a little presentation from Ollie, didn't we? My husband, who did the ideas for marketing campaign for Hey Monica.
Yeah.
We haven't really made any decision about what we're actually gonna do. I don't know.
I don't think we've all been together in one meeting since.
No. So we do need to make a bit of a plan. Do we want to have an event? Yeah. Do we need to be making a certain type of content? We were talking about that as a cheap, low budget option. I mean, it is a shame. I was just, that day we did all the TikToks with Stu. That was flipping funny.
It will live in the memory forever, that one.
Yeah. It's like we just need to do more of that, but none of us are near each other.
No.
But that's why I think that having that live event would be brilliant.
Yeah.
2 to 3 hours, you say, similar to like the Apron Roadshow that happened recently. So not too cumbersome, but enough people to get a lot of learning and development from in the day and take something away.
Yeah. And I think we might, as a team, we might need an extra day bolted onto that, where we need, I hate to say it, photography and content. We could do that for a day, couldn't we?
Yeah. I'm up for that.
Cool. Okay. Let's try and make that happen. We had a look. Stu missed the conversation. I think we had a chat yesterday about a Welsh business. It was like an expo. An expo.
Expo.
It was like being in a room where you could understand what contracts were out for tender and things, and how you can get in front of people with budget. And we were just thinking that there's potentially people who need to buy Hey Monica to train or to fill a training gap. So we wondered whether it was worth just doing a bit of research. And there's a date in Swansea in September, and then there's a date in
Llandudno.
Llandudno.
October.
Llandudno, where I come from. I can't pronounce it the Welsh way.
I'm starting to, because I feel like I might be rounded on by the locals if I don't.
Oh, you will. Yeah, definitely.
Oh. Can anyone roll their R's just on a random note?
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
Is it like in your language where you are?
Welsh language.
I'm just curious. Is me and Heidi, my daughter, were having a singing lesson, and our teacher's from Argentina, and she was asking us if we could roll our R's, and we're like, no one here needs to do that. But so it's just it's like when you try and speak French and you can't. Child, come in here. What do you want?
Some popcorn downstairs.
In a minute, can I cook some popcorn? I would love to. Nothing will give me more joy.
Oh, poor Heidi. Honestly. You need to get some of that sweet and salty stuff. That's pre-cooked.
I've got the ones you pop in the microwave.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
No, well, good.
Poundland. Again, Poundland is the answer to all of these problems. Tunnocks tea cakes, Poundland. All of the snacks you need, all the good stuff.
We've got a giant B&M near here now, and that solves a lot of problems.
When you've got a baby, every day you'll be like, oh, I could really do with such and such and such and such. I can't believe how much junk I bought, like just things from B&M.
I just need one of those loyalty cards now. I don't think they do them.
What's on Basecamp in terms of roadmap?
Right, so we've got on the roadmap. So at the minute, we're not able to add certain files into the scenarios. So it's got to be like JPEG, CSV, quite specific PDF. So we've got the ability to add full Excel files, because if we're going to go down the road of, you know, having a few complex Excel scenarios, or where there's a lot of data to be analysed in certain ways, we need to have that ability. So that's on there. A very small one, the ability to see which scenario you're in when you're actually in the scenario. What else have we got? We've got new feature requests. So what was that? That's the same one. The ability to click back. That's actually on our roadmap there. And save users' progress for all the scenarios. We've also got, in terms of development, updated system prompt for AI. And what's this one?
I feel like Lee's just done an upgrade on the AI. Like, it's on a new model, isn't it? But the prompt hasn't changed. Well, I guess it's changed for the internet search.
Yeah, and that same one's coming up again and again, with the ability to switch back between scenarios.
Yeah.
Sections in the scenario even.
There's a couple there about the chat that you have with Monica, that it gets saved and remembered. At the moment you ask a question and you come out of the Ask Monica, and you go back in and it's all disappeared. So that'd be a good one as well.
Yeah,
you got the history there, then you can always go back and look at it at a later date.
I think that'll be good as well for CPD, in terms of you could almost, don't know, you could download it, download what you've researched and looked into, and have that as part of your CPD record.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? That's the thing. I feel so thick. It's like my brain just forgets information. That's what we were talking about with Lee, about building this kind of record of skills you have. Like sort of building up this CV sort of thing. Did you say the moving back functionality was hard, like a big build? Was that a whole sprint, or was that like one of those little tidy up things we could do?
He said it's somewhere in between. It's not a full sprint, but it does require some you know, additional coding and a mechanism. But he says, because now we've obviously got a new developer, haven't we?
Yes.
He will be able to focus on that. So
okay,
I think it's just a case of going through the coding in the back end and seeing what needs to be done.
Okay. I wonder if we should. I feel like we need to have a meeting with him to work out what our next steps are now the help section's live. Should I just message him?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, because we had the meeting about the design of the chat, and then that seemed to happen quite quickly, didn't it? It got done quite quickly, which is what we're used to. So we haven't discussed any further than that, have we, with him?
Yeah. Okay.
He'll probably come back now and tell us that we've already decided what the next sprint is.
Yeah.
We've all forgotten.
Yeah, he is going to do that. That's why I'm asking it, because okay.
What's important to us for the next sprint then? What do you think? I think that going back a step would be really good. Lots of people are asking for that. And it helped with the testing as well on our side. But it's the whole CV building thing, that's going to be at the next wow factor thing within Hey Monica, isn't it?
Yeah, because it'd be really good. You know, I just think back to if I was an employer and I'm looking at CPD records for the year and things like, you know, how has everybody done all of the AML training they need to do, etc. It'd be great to have some sort of way of viewing that on Hey Monica, something that you can even download to have readily available, like an activity log.
Yeah.
think about the users. If they're newly qualified and they're still looking for work, then they're not going to know what they've actually completed. Not to tell an employer, but if they can get something from Hey Monica that tells them what they've actually learned, what they've with, that would help them.
I can imagine it's one of those things where they'd be quite surprised.
Yeah. What they've learned and what they can do now.
Yeah.
That not many other bookkeepers who have been in practice for a while can do.
True.
No, I'm always amazed at I don't know. I saw something and I was like, oh my gosh, I would just assume you could do that, but you wouldn't necessarily know something unless you've tried it. You know, if you haven't used it in real life. I can't remember what the example was, but I saw someone say something and I was like, oh, that's, I don't know, just because of the level of your qualification doesn't actually mean you know how to do it in real life.
So.
No. And there's sometimes a bit of a presumption that you know, that you know how to do such a thing with that qualification, but you might not have ever seen it before.
Yeah.
All the time. So vast, isn't it? It's just so vast, the world, the things that we cover. I mean, I joke about the onboarding, but yeah, I can't remember the last time I put in a 648 or set up any kind of client whatsoever in the last God knows how many years now. So it's easy to even forget stuff, or if you do it once in a blue moon, there are certain, like some of the VAT technical areas, you don't see it for another 6 months, a year, and then it's like, oh, well, I'll do that again. So it's it's easy to forget some of these technical bits and pieces, even if you have done them once or twice.
Things change as well, though. Like today, I was being asked a question about import VAT from America regarding the import of a certain type of plant and machinery, etc. But everything changed quite recently with all of Trump's legislation, etc. I'm not up to date with that. So it's things like that. You might have done it 100 times before, but something can change in the year, and you think, hang on a minute, need to see how that works now.
Yeah. Okay, so we need to have a chat with Lee. I don't think he's replied yet. No, we're quite demanding, aren't we?
we are not his dream client. I'll tell you that for nothing.
No, definitely. Six different questions at once.
Okay, well, let's have a chat with him and see what we can work out. Maybe Joe's had a chat too, but we need another meeting, I think. Anything anyone needs any help with?
No, I'm just preparing myself for the live sessions tomorrow. If anybody wants to join?
I'll join.
I might need somebody just to run through the new scenario when I say that's available to go live, just to make sure that there's nothing obvious that I've missed, and maybe check the AI prompts, like maybe just asking a few different ways for the information. Other than that,
I'm happy with that. Rebecca, let me know when it's ready.
Also
scenarios. Do we need more? Because I'm just. Do you need a client? Is this one of our existing clients that you've used? It's a new one.
It's a new one. So I do need your help a little bit because I need the intro video and the cover sheet. But I'll send that through on WhatsApp.
That's perfect.
Ready to go. I don't think what else. And I'll need Lee's help just adding that front part. I can't think what it's called. Baby brain. Yeah, but I'll let you know anyway which bits. But it's not major.
Is anyone else working on the scenario at the moment? Just too much going on. Yeah. What can I do? What is within my skill set?
I think the marketing, Zoe.
Yeah,
the marketing, the TikTok.
The marketing.
Yeah.
My stupid TikTok the other day. Oh, I am writing the book. I did forget that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just that little thing you're doing.
Have you decided on a cover yet? Are we getting?
No. I asked Ollie. I was like, "Here's some images. Can you go and make me a front cover using this?" And he's like, "No, you'll have to brief me properly." So I wanted to see what kind of thing people had in mind. He will do it for us, but to be honest, we've still got. I think that there's more we can add in. Like looking at the book as it is, I think that some of the things people have asked for, I've been asking like the community for their feedback, like what didn't you know before you had a job, and there were things like I want to say like preparing for a meeting in terms of like what do you even wear to a meeting. How do you stuff like thinking about parking before you go and timings, and I was like, flipping heck, I hadn't thought of that. So there are a few things where I'm like, actually we need to add a section in on this. But I'm going through proofreading the draft we've got. I know that Nadia's read it, Paul's had it. I haven't heard from Paul, so I don't know if he's really busy or he just thinks it's terrible. He'll be like super attention to detail, and then once a few people have read through it, we can start thinking about how we get that on the page and the layout on the page. So that's fine. I just need to get through it end to end first. It's going to be good. I think it's exciting. Yeah. So, but I won't stress Ollie out yet.
Are we going to have a book launch?
Yeah, we should, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a book launch. I wonder if we need to all have like a story in it. Maybe we should all write something about our experience of work experience. Yeah.
I'm happy to do that.
It's fascinating generally work experience when I think back to the change in terms of getting a job in accountancy and the tools and skills required. Because back 20 years ago, the remit would be, here is a set of bank statements, here is an Excel spreadsheet, type those bank statements into that spreadsheet and then cross-reference it of what's the repair, what's this, what's that, and you could let that trainee, I remember sitting there sometimes for anywhere between a day and 5 days on some of the jobs just typing stuff up, and you weren't learning very much. Well, you were learning in a sense of like the attention to detail, I guess, but for the person training that person, it could be quite, I could then, the person training me could do their day job and like crack on with everything else, and you go and sit in a corner and type stuff up, and if you've got a question or it's not balancing, see me later. The definite shift now in the world of Xero, QB, etc. is like, that's all gone. Like that is now, reconcile it, click the button, right, I've done now, what do I do next? What I've done next. Like the drain on a manager and a support for trainees wise is, when we hire new people now, it's like, well, it throws capacity off big time because they need so much more time, because they can, like the general stuff gets done so, in my experience anyway, gets done so much quicker. So they need so much more help on more cool stuff and valuable stuff of doing things than sat in a dark corner typing stuff up. But the drain on that is massive, and that's where I think like
there's nothing that you can give them that's going to take them like more than an hour or whatever, is it?
And not just that, I don't know about you, Stu, but I've seen some of them, you get guidance a little bit from professional bodies to say you've got to cover this and this as part of being, an ACA qualified, I can't think what the word is, practice for taking on students, etc. But some of that is still outdated, I find, and a lot of employers are just sort of, you've got to almost get creative a little bit with there's no standard plan of this is what to give, etc. And that is, as you say, such a big drain on resources.
Yeah, and I don't have the patience. I can't even delegate to Ollie. Like, I really, I'm not the person to be training somebody. That's why this is so important, isn't it? Especially if you're a small business and you're bringing someone in, you haven't got the time, and it will stop you bringing someone in, and then we get this problem where we have people who can't get jobs.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, because you can't almost plug and play straight off the bat. Yeah, there is too much time required to invest for wanting to, whether you're large or small firm. I've seen it on both sides of the, I've started myself and seen that scaling, and I've worked at a top 20 firm that has the same issue of like the managers still don't have time, and you end up with the reality is, for a lot of the big firms, they hire twice as many people as they need, and it's almost like a survival of the fittest. Whoever screams the loudest and gets in, and others get left behind and don't get the support, and then it's 6 months, 12 months later, see you later kind of thing. Really, it's a bit of a revolving door, which is such a shame on. But I've kind of seen that happen loads of times where it's just there isn't enough time to put into these people.
No, and it puts people off the profession when stuff like that happens, because they spend all that time, you know, investing in the company and wanting to learn and getting yourself geared up, and it's hard to recreate that enthusiasm elsewhere.
The other thing is, like, I nearly quit 2-3 years into my accountancy profession, became a teacher because it was boring. I sat for 2 years and typed up spreadsheets, like just typed bank statements up like a machine, effectively, like an invoices, and did it day after day after day. And it's such a shame that, like, it can be hard to, you know, nurture talent, because it's so much more exciting nowadays. The analytical stuff of, like, well, what do the numbers mean? It's more real time than it's ever been. Like, we can predict the future almost and look forward now and do all this exciting stuff. And trainees, when I think I didn't sit in on a meeting properly and advise clients for years, whereas nowadays our trainees are sat frontline going, this is what this means, this is what this variance means, and it's so exciting. But it's such a shame there's a shortage in the profession, and I think that's a lot to do with the teaching hasn't kept up with the rate of change in terms of what's really happening. So we end up with this kind of vacuum of talent, and people getting attracted to thinking, oh, it's boring, it's typing, it's boring, it's dull. And well, it's not everyone's cup of tea. It's nothing can be further than the truth of the difference we can make. So it's a real change that I don't think teaching and generally syllabuses and support have not kept up with the changing world of even like, you know, bank feeds and basic online cloud accounting, never mind AI and kind of beyond that. So anyway, that's my soapbox for today. But,
it's important, and I think that just brings back, doesn't it, that we need to make sure our scenarios align with syllabuses.
Definitely. I think for me, on the scenarios will be building on the analytics side of things of as opposed to just, right, let's put the stuff together. Like, what does it mean? Like, you know, in the demo company in Xero, some classic things. It's a great training on that. There are some classic expenses that are missing, and it's not just looking at what is there, what isn't. For one, is there's no insurance in that demo company on those last 4 months, and I always use that as a little, like, that's a pretty big thing if someone's not insured. Like, are we looking at those kind of things? So I think there's a lot on the product where we can look at analytics of complete things and the advisory bit of because again, advisory gets waved around as it's this big cash flow forecasting and thousands of pounds. Nowadays it isn't. It's you know, we have clients paying 200 quid a month, 150 quid a month even, that are getting advice on a regular basis. And I think we can definitely open that up in the product a little bit more as well, because again, I see that in the Facebook communities of chats of, like, well, what do I actually say to the clients to convey the numbers and help them, and you know, and the reality is most clients are more bothered about the commercials and how things are sold than, you know, the debits and credits kind of thing.
And what if we could make a scenario where I'm just thinking, like, industry specific, as you say, if you've got 20 years of experience in a specific industry, you can look at a year-end set of accounts and go right away, right, that's missing, that's missing, that's missing. I'd expect to see that. Where's that, etc. But we need to bring more of that in, I think, in a couple of the newer scenarios, because you're not going to learn that from a textbook ever, are you?
No.
That's what you learn from being sat next to someone who does it all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. And even the selling bit to clients, how it's communicated, I think it's harder that, but working on that sell through to presenting that to the client of, like, not just the numbers of what that means. And like, where I find, like, adding value is just how we explain things about the why on the claiming the VAT and on the mileage, and we've claimed this little bit extra, we can claim VAT on mileage by using this software, and that's why we do it that way, and it'll save you a few quid here and better in your pocket than the tax man's. And the whole way it's positioned, if you like, to explain our value, I think a lot of accountants aren't very good at that naturally, because you don't, it's, like I say, it's not taught anywhere. And unless I was fortunate, I guess, early in my career, I was the partner at my very first firm of one of them was very, like, entrepreneurial, more so than kind of like accountancy, and I got to sit in a lot of meetings and just soak that up really. He did a lot of, like, mind mapping and like the how, where, and why we're going to get there, like, is a big thing, and that stuck really early doors. So
Nice.
I think there's a
I
lot
was talking to my
tools.
daughter about, I was talking to Heidi yesterday about estate agents, because I use this example all the time about how like estate agents get they get paid a commission, and it's I think this has to be something about pricing in the future, that, you know, if we're pricing for advisory or impact, we need to do some kind of commission based structure somehow. And she goes, Mum, did you used to be an estate agent? And I was like, I was a Saturday girl, and they offered me a job. I remember they offered me a job more than I would have been paid as the trainee accountant job that I'd just taken. They're like, why do you want to do that? We're going to give you like a Ford Fiesta and like this salary every year, you know. And I was like, oh no, I wouldn't be an estate agent. I'm going to go and be an accountant. And I'll tell you what, I would have learned bloody loads if I'd taken that job for a year, as in terms of sales and confidence and stuff. Like, I think if I had that job now in my 40s, I'd be really good at being a estate agent. But I think I needed to learn something about that, which we don't have. Like, it's like we're so shoved down a path that we don't, there's loads of skills that we're missing out on that actually are really relevant today.
Yeah, definitely. Selling and commercial awareness are I would think, from the accounting industry generally. If you go into it from college, uni, or wherever, like, you don't see that side of things until very, very late on, potentially. And again, it's interesting. Yeah, like I worked out gaming at Toys R Us, selling in front of people, and that kind of thing. That commercial awareness and ability to sell people deal of the week or whatever it was, or console offer of the week, like, made a difference. Yeah, and it's interesting, the people that we've hired, those that are best at that customer facing stuff and explaining value, have all worked in one guise or another. I had another job before accountancy of something like customer facing or sales facing. So I think it can really, it's not the be all and end all, but it can definitely help understand the customer centric bit of what they're seeing at their end. They're very easy to be insular and talk about debits and credits, and no one cares really in terms of like the client facing about that side of things. So
we had a scenario in Hey Monica where we gave our users an opportunity to practice that communication, commercial conversation, sales, blah, blah. What might they practice?
I would practice a few things. Well, one is like talking through a set of accounts and where the adjustments and numbers can be, because the reality is, if you give 10 accountants the same set of numbers, you would get 10 different sets of numbers, and none of that, I mean, you get the odd crazy dodgy accountant, but generally speaking, 9 of those accountants will be within the law, but the law will be different, because some things are black, some things are white, but a hell of a lot of accountancy is grey. So it's the interpretation of that rule, or how you want to recognize certain things, or, you know, what your limit is on a prepayment. Do you prepay every £10 that you paid in advance, or is there a cap of anything less than £1,000? Well, both of those are okay, but explaining that to the client and adding value of, do we want to squeeze every penny and pay as little tax as possible, but it will roll into next year potentially and down the line when it might be higher, or do we want to pay more tax? Are we looking at funding? Do we need a mortgage because we should be paying more? And like, that kind of conversation is where I would start, of like what the ballpark numbers need to be, and then we start talking into I then generally go, I mean, I've said this a million times, but the sell me this pen thing, I love the sell me this pen model, although it's Marmite. The whole, how often do you use this pen? Do you need it for special occasions? Do you have a favorite color pen? Is it for you? Is it a gift? I can give you 30 questions on a pen.
Yeah.
We don't ask enough questions on accountancy around, well, what do you need? What do you need? What's the dream? What's the goal? What's the plan? What keeps you awake at night? Like, all them things help us understand those needs. And, you know, then there's company structure. Then there's, well, are we passing this on to the children? Is there a spouse that's not using their income rate bands that they could get involved and save thousands in tax? And like, all that kind of stuff is like the big value bit that clients love, that I reckon 90% of accountants don't touch, probably.
It's like they look at this here, which is the numbers, but they don't ask all of this. And I go around, when I speak about AML sometimes, I do say that AML is a bit of an opportunity, because you're asking those questions that maybe you wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah.
And then just the upselling of other services. So whether you start with bookkeeping and move to management, or year ends, or you start with year ends and, you know, numbers are a bag of spanners, or they're behind, and it's a bookkeeping sell. There are like I think skills that we could teach people in terms of the right questions to ask and finding true pain points, because people give you kind of symptoms, not the cause a lot of the time, I find, when giving the first answer, and being a bit pushy of, you know, I many times go, well, what is stopping you saying yes now? If you're going to say no, what would the reason be? And really get under the skin of what those pain points are. I think we could do a lot around that on that end piece, if you like. It's harder to do that in the world, I guess, but with the AI models, the way they're going and the way things are shaping, I feel like we could have a conversation where there's almost upselling additional services and adding extra value in.
So if we had a scenario where we had a prospect and we had some questions, we might have like, you need to now learn this about the prospect, and from an AML point of view, for example, or which of these things do you need to do? What would be appropriate to do at this point? And I'm just thinking, like, you don't want to make it really obvious what the answer is, because people need to think about this stuff. But I'm just thinking, how do you train someone to walk through a bit of a sales conversation?
I think there's two ways you could do this.
Right.
One with a new client and one with an existing.
Yeah.
And you almost get the individual who's doing the scenario to say, you know, let's just say, here's a year-end set of accounts. Talk the client through the accounts.
Yeah.
What would you ask? What you asking? You know, almost prompt them to ask certain things in a direction. But then you could have a help video to say, this is what we would do.
Yeah.
And this is the type of questions. And if you'd have asked this, you'd have got this information. You'd have got more out of this, etc. And really show them. I don't know what you think, Stu.
Yeah, I think it's tricky, but there's training around. I think you can. I'm going to start with that whole pen of just to open the eyes of, like, look, there are loads of questions that you can ask around these things, just to open your eyes to what can be asked as a set topic, and then certain training on, like, asking, like not stopping at the first answer, of digging deeper into whatever answer you were given. Like, ask why again. Well, why again? Like, what to dig a bit deeper. Like, there are kind of sales techniques and general questioning structures that we could kind of set up, and probably prompt them in the right direction of where certain things that we're looking at are.
This would be great for when AI is a bit more developed, and we were talking about, like, the client talking to you and you actually speaking to them rather than typing in the chat box.
So you can do that with Delphi, and I'm sure that you can do it in another way as well. And I suppose it's just whether we can have that integration, and whether, I mean, you could totally do that. You could do that now. It wouldn't have to be, the interaction wouldn't be with the client through the chat in the way that we do it at the moment. You know, we have like a sort of messenger chat with the client where we say, can you give me this? What you would do instead, and I don't know whether Lee could embed this, but you could have like an embedded clone of one of us, I guess, and you could just have that clone could be trained on certain information, just like the way we would train the AI now for the client. And then you'd be able to ring them up and you'd say, hey, so-and-so, thanks for your call. Tell me about your business. And then they tell you, and then you'd have to say stuff. Oh, that's exciting.
That would be really cool, because that's the bit. Winning clients and talking through the numbers at the end of it. The start of the journey, the end of the journey tend to be, when I see kind of the Facebook groups generally in these kind of things, are often like the real fear factor of, like, the what do I say and how to present it, and how do I win the things in the first place. So you know,
I reckon you can share your clone. You can embed your clone into a website as an iframe or chat widget. You can do it.
There we go.
Just need to get Lee on the case.
That's got to be the big sprint then, after the next little ones, I think. Something like that. But at the minute, on the scenarios, we kind of deliver all the goals and aspirations of each of the clients that we've put in there, haven't we? We need to be able to get them to get that information themselves rather than delivering it to.
Oh yeah. And I suppose you've got a chat with the client. You kind of want to have a voice chat as well if you want to phone. Okay, all right. Thing.
We need to be getting them to do the discovery calls, don't we? Like before
getting the information.
Building their own client profile, and all the client profiles for each scenario should be the same for each person that's doing them.
Yeah.
From the conversations that they're having and the questions that they're asking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That I won't allow myself to do this yet because I'll get distracted from all the other things I'm supposed to be doing. I feel like I know how
to leave to do. That's development work, Zoe. You're not a developer.
Oh no, I know I'm not a developer, but I don't think it needs a piece of development work. I think it just needs to embed some code into a website. I don't think it's a big development. I think it's something we build somewhere else and then he just embeds it. I don't think it's a massive.
But maybe it's worth checking if it can be embedded first.
It says it can. Well, it says it will create an iframe. I'll ask Lee.
Just ask Lee first before. Yeah.
Well, he said he could come to the meeting on Monday, so we can ask him then. Don't get distracted in the meantime, Zoe.
No, I'm just going to put it here so I don't think about it again until next week.
Well done.
Yeah,
proud of you.
Would be really cool.
There's loads of ideas that you can do, though. Yeah, at the minute we're telling people that Heidi, for example, wants to move into a bigger house nearer to her parents so they can help with childcare. We need to tell.
But that doesn't work through then yet, does it? Into when you're doing the numbers, ideally,
we're not giving her any advice on how to improve the cash flow or how to.
Yeah, the perfect maybe do the set of numbers and then go, actually, we can increase the profits here or move these numbers around to give you the best possible chance of that, of achieving that. Would be perfect, really. Yeah,
her goal is to get a mortgage for a new house. So we need to show her how she can do that with the business that she's got.
Can even add a little bit of what's it called now, Rebecca? Get your brain in gear.
I've just shared my Delphi clone in the private chat. You can call her later on and just ask her for things.
Oh, well, that's my night sorted. There we go.
She's just posher than me. Just remember that she's posher than me.
Why do they make them so posh? They don't have any like northern ones.
We'll clone you, Nicola.
Yeah. Well, it's not opening that, Zoe.
Oh no, really? Oh.
It says page not found.
Oh, that's a shame. Okay, let me see. Wonder why that is.
What's the word, Stu? Required turnover. The calculation for. I can't think what the word is. Oh my god, brain.
I'm going to try and share it with you on the screen just to be annoying. Can you see it? Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Hey, so what's the latest on what you've been working on? Anything new to dive into?
Well, that's well posh.
Have you got any ideas for our software? We're building some software. We need some help to make sure we sell it to like millions of people. Oh, that's exciting. Selling software to millions is a big goal, but it's absolutely doable with the right strategy. First, I'd say focus on making your software solve a really specific problem. People buy solutions, not just products. So, what's the one thing your software does better than anything else? Highlight that in your messaging. Next, think about building trust early on. Offering free trials or demos can be a game changer. It lets people experience the value before they commit. And don't just leave them to figure it out. Have a strong onboarding process. Maybe even a customer success team to guide them, like I've seen work well in other software companies. Also, don't underestimate the power of storytelling. Share your journey, why you built this software, and how it's going to make life easier for your users. People connect with stories, and that connection can drive sales. Lastly, partnerships can really amplify your reach. For example, if your software integrates with other platforms like Xero or QuickBooks, you could collaborate with them to tap into their user base. That's something I've seen work brilliantly with other tools. What's the main problem your software solves? Let's dig into that and see how you can position it to stand out. Gosh, she won't stop talking.
Wow.
What? Hey, we should just replace the 6 of us with the AI versions.
Yeah.
Get this nailed in no time. Get them all talking to each other. Get a group call. These AIs, go for it. Go for it.
It's marvelous, that. A bit scary though, also.
It's like she's been there on the whole journey all along.
I know.
Because we've done all that.
know.
That's so
There we
funny.
go. There we go. Right.
Wow.
Oh, that'd be amazing if we could get that done.
Yeah, because you could just train them on what they know about themselves. I think totally.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Let's get it done.
Let's do that.
That
Cool.
would be the next stage for me, the dream of client interactions. So cool.
Nice. Right, that's our job then. We'll talk to Lee next week. Okay. Anything else? No?
Me, I'm good.
Okay. Well, we're back Thursday afternoon, so we'll catch up on Thursday, I guess. Anyone around at 4 on Thursday? And I'd really like to see like a list of scenarios we're going to work on. I feel like that's something, maybe we could all come to the meeting next time just with an idea of what we'd like to see next. Yeah, cool. That'd be good. All right. Oh, nice to see you. I'm going to go make some popcorn.
Don't ruin your tea.
Oh, nice to see everyone. Take care.
Take care all.
Bye.